it's becoming very, very interesting. Even security guards, because the time difference between the Philippines and let's say the East Coast, is about 12 hours.
Yeah,
right?
around 12 hours.
So if somebody goes on duty at 6 p.m. and then he will have to look after a building that's empty from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Right? So why would you make somebody who's sleepy at 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.? Why don't you just send it over here, so video stream it, and make the person that's here in Manila watch it. And if there's not any problem, they could just call.
That's amazing.
It can be done. And the difference between they call it labor arbitrage, but what it means actually is that the difference between the labor rate between, let's say, a different country and country.
Of course, compared to the Philippines.
And that's a big amount of money. So,
I mean, you can save on as a business,
The people here now, they don't know what to do, they just want to watch, then you can watch the TV. And
you're paid to watch
you
or
get paid
something.
To watch, for 12 hours, you're going to watch an empty building.
Why not?
And see whether there's something that's going to go wrong with it. So there's so many things that people can go into. And we really have to niche it so that you don't become the same as somebody else. The Filipino mentality of Me Too.
Right? The Me Too. It's very unfortunate, but
but we really have to get out of that. I mean, when we pass by, if you pass by, let's say, going to the south, you take a look at all the buko pies now, right?
Yeah.
You have one buko pie saying he's the original, and then the next one's the original. There's about 10 of them that's original.
If you were the one passing by, you wouldn't know what's original or not.
There should be somebody who would make sugar-free buko pie, and should be...
So it's definitely something very unique that they should think
about. Everybody has unique experiences and unique personalities and passions that I think there is going to be enough market out there. I don't know if you know this. There's in the internet. There's a program called Second Life.
Second Life. Tell me about that Second Life.
Second Life.
So you die and then you become.
No. Second Life is like.
No, I'm kidding.
You could create your own avatar and you could create your own world. So it's like you're living another life. It's another side of you. It's your second life.
So you can actually create your own.
You could be the most beautiful, or you could be half man, half whatever. But in these that program were actually made by a bunch of geeks. That wanted to experience their type of social life
outside of their real life.
Because they could not do their real life.
Yeah, perfect.
So only them could have thought of that, right?
I know. So because it's like a personal concern, right?
My point being is that there is something that each and every one of us can actually produce and be good at,
and offer to people as an alternative service, and
you can create your own products. That's one. I think the speaker before me was talking about creation of products, but you can also be part of the supply chain and be an agent, just be a outsourcing company. I started that way too. I actually was outsourcing initially for manufacturing, as a manufacturing.
You were the manufacturing company.
Yeah, I was commissioned to manufacture for a certain product. And then later on, it grew to not just manufacturing. I said, okay, if I'm gonna outsource this, why not outsource the warehousing, and then why not outsource the distribution?
You need space,
And then that's why it grew and grew and grew, and
now it's a bunch of companies already.
And none of them I am good at personally. That's why I have different people running them. Those people that are really good in that type of a business, and it is sliced. And I don't put it in one big company because of the fact that they're different. Right?
They have to be, attended to differently.
And the whole concept of outsourcing is that you convert fixed cost into variable cost. So if in your organization you have 40 people and only 30 are productive, you should be able to get rid of the 10.
And the good thing about that is they're not your employees.
They're not.
So you don't have to pay.
And they're separate companies.
Benefits,
So you don't. It's easier to manage. It's, so it's outsourcing has become very, very interesting. In the future, you could expect outsourcing to go green. I mean,
to go green.
It's going to be more green sourcing.
Environmental outsourcing.
People,
for energy.
Yeah, not only for energy. A lot of people would nowadays you'd see people would prefer plastic bags,
the eco bags,
bags, and all. Yeah. So if your company is known to just be more responsible and more, because the consumers nowadays are more aware.
And they will actually look for you, like, where is that producer of eco bags?
That's right. So the people are becoming more aware. The new generation is now like this.
Yeah.
And the traditional manufacturers will also have to head that way, right? So there are a lot of products that are starting to change. Spoon and forks, all this styrofoam.
Eco.
That's right.
Spoon and fork.
So you can imagine how many products would need different types of outsourcing companies to support them. Not only in the manufacturing side, but on until,
of course, the whole value chain. How about the old businesses? Do you think they should start outsourcing also, or they should just be, you know, comfortable with whatever state they are in right now? How do you know when to outsource? That's a thing. I mean, in terms of the businesses that have been established in the past.
I think all companies actually are into outsourcing. It's just a matter of how deep are you into it.
Outsourcing.
Because
and for everything, there's some, as you said earlier, the security guards,
the janitors.
But in terms of if you're into
the main functions, one should
services.
ask yourself, is this something that is so secret that nobody can actually do? More likely, the machine that you have in your factory is also a machine that somebody has in another factory, right? And if it's actually cheaper for people to do that, that's why
why invest in a machine that's 50 million or 30
that's why
million.
That's why everybody got scared with China, because a lot of the outsourcing jobs might start going that way. Nowadays, we feel that the English-speaking jobs will remain with us, but with the total amount of population, with the way the Chinese are trying to learn English, and if only 10% of them would learn very well, they will beat the whole population of the Philippines, right? So
just that small percentage.
They can already become a big player in the outsourcing industry, just like India is. The Philippines can also be a very big player in the outsourcing industry. We just have to get our act together as far as this business is concerned.
Which is the most difficult part of it.
Which is always the most difficult part of it, right? That's true. So hopefully, if more people are encouraged to put up businesses and there's enough then we would not be sourcing it somewhere else. Because it's good for you to outsource it, and initially you'd like to outsource it to somewhere close because you feel the comfort that you want to call the person, you want to be able. Then
so you should start with your contacts, actually.
That's right. And then later the sophistication goes to going to China and going to all these other places. That's the other thing. That's the other, what you just mentioned about you should ask your friends. You know what's been happening with Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff.
It's a new age.
Outsourcing will no longer be also a game wherein it's a business-to-business transaction. It is going to be where your friends will actually recommend you, right? Let's say, Riva makes this soaps or this type of things. Then people will go for you for other products.
You have to just tell your friends what you do. Actually, it's as simple as letting them know what you're into.
And in the internet world, I mean, one web page is
the same.
It's the same.
As I've said, internet, you can just log on from wherever you are in the world. It's a world wide web, and anyone can access it. So if now, if you have something in your site that you want to change it now, because by 10 minutes, someone's gonna check it out, and it's that fast.
So if my advice is go to the internet, look at that. Look at all this social media. Try to understand what item you could actually outsource.
So actually, while they're surfing online, they could start thinking in that kind of paradigm, because usually people just surf for entertainment. So I think that's a good tip in terms of, something that they